Hey guys, so today what I want to talk about
Recording in progress.
is why it's actually easy to thrive as a virtual bookkeeper. So, this is really about unlocking simplicity and growth as a virtual bookkeeper, like business owner. Because a lot of people overcomplicate a lot of business. Like, it's in a lot of cases, it's very easy to just overcomplicate this stuff because oftentimes you hear things like, 9 out of 10 businesses don't make it, or, business is very, like, risky, or you just hear a lot of, like, stuff that's, like, really misconceptions. And, I really like to kind of try and really give you some education today as to why a lot of those myths are not true. If you do things right, if you understand what you're doing. If you don't understand what you're doing, then yes, business can be very, very hard, and it's just not going to work. But that's any business, right? So, cool. Let's attack this thing forward. So, number one, there's a compounding element of a bookkeeping business. Now, this personally is the number one reason why it's very easy to thrive, because once you start understanding what it takes to get clients consistently, it's just about maintaining the existing clients you have and then maybe just growing just a little bit over time to kind of like match your goals. So if you want to keep if you want this thing to be like 30K per month, you can just keep growing at the same speed. If you want to stay at like 10K per month, you just maybe take one client on more per year than what you lose, and then you're going to be able to do it. Now when I say to lose, you're not really going to lose clients that often in most cases, but you will lose some eventually. So you just have to that's called a churn rate, CHURN, churn, right? So you have to know how many people are you losing each year? Is that one person? Is that half a client every year? And then just be able to go and grow it by one more client, and then you basically maintain. So, over time, not only do your clients, duplicate, but your referrals will duplicate, your relationships that you have with referral partners compound, and it's very easy for you to really get in a good rhythm, and then you can start reducing the amount of time it takes to actually run the business each day. That's a very big secret not a lot of people think about, right? It's just because the amount of work that you have when you first get started, the amount of hours you're taking to do the actual work does not have to remain the same if you do not want it to. So that's how you're able to do, that's how I can do a second business, because I just have another controller that's doing a lot of the work and is managing my team. So I can do whatever I want. I can go on vacation. I went on vacation. I think I went on vacation 9 times this year, and a little half, 1 day vacation kind of. I just drove, but so technically 10, but really 9.5 vacations. And I made just as much money this year as I did last year. Actually, technically I did a little bit more this year, even though I really did not work that much. And we'll talk about more about how you can do that as we kind of get into this thing. Also, if you want some help growing your accounting, your bookkeeping business, maybe even thinking about making this thing work, but it's just not quite going the way that you would hope or the way that you want. If you feel that having someone help you out will be helpful for you, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of a mentorship program. Okay, I'm here for you, I'm waiting for you, and I really want to help you out as much as I can. Awesome. Next thing, simplicity in client acquisition. Okay, so there are some business models where you have to spend about $1,000 to $3,000 on an advertisement before you even know if it works. So okay, let's put this in perspective. Let's say that you're a fitness business, so not like a gym, right? Not only do you have to go and buy the physical facility. So let's say we're not even going to talk about the physical facility. A lot of them that do flyer marketing, you have to do in batches of $3,000 to $5,000 per send out just to test. So that means in order to test if you can even get people to show up, you have to spend $5,000. Versus this business model, all you gotta do is just go on LinkedIn and Facebook and learn how to communicate with people so you can actually start getting some clients, and then you can be cash flow positive from the first 30 days. It's ridiculous when you compare to other business models. Now the challenge is that a lot of people they have nothing to compare it to. So oh my gosh, this is some work, or I'm not getting 1 million clients overnight. It's well, that's welcome to most businesses. Most businesses do not get that huge of clientele overnight. I was going to this local dry cleaner, and he said, yeah man, it took me 7 years before people actually knew we were here. He had a physical building he was paying rent for 7 years before he actually started getting consistent clients. These online businesses are so much easier than a real business, of a physical business. It's funny because for a lot of years, I didn't even consider my accounting business a business. I almost call it was a pseudo business in my mind for some reason, because it's just I had known cause I had like worked and like partnered with some like real business, like some gyms and like some like entrepreneurs like in my local area, and like they would tell me how like they had to like leverage their house, how they were like almost declaring bankruptcy. Some of them basically had to go and like sell like a bunch of their stuff to like maintain their business, and like there's all these like close calls of like failure and stuff, and I'm like, I literally just like walk out, talk to you who's struggling, and then you give me money. It's like, this can't be like, we're not the same. Like the level of risk that they're taking compared to like me, what I was taking, is like, okay, yeah, I paid like for some courses and stuff. I spent like 100K on courses, but like these guys, man, like if you talk to real like other entrepreneurs, like the accident of business, like it's so hard. That's why like 9 out of 10 of them fail. It's because like they just can't maintain the cash flow in a lot of cases. Like in a lot of cases, let's say you're like a Walmart. In order to open up like a Walmart, you have to spend like $1 million to $2 million just to like get. Well, that's actually after you have the location. So you have to spend more money on the actual like real estate. Then the physical building costs about $1 million to $2 million to put up. Then you need to go buy all this like different like we'll say groceries and different like products. They need to hire the people before you can even take on dollars, right? So it's like, that's why businesses fail 9 out of 10 times versus these professional service businesses. It's all about relationships. It's all about relationships. So it's really, if you really think about it, it's not a, okay, so there's performance businesses, there's lifestyle businesses. When I keep saying the phrase like real business or physical business, I'm talking about a performance business where they basically are trying to grow as much as they possibly can, and they have very low profit margins. Oftentimes, a bookkeeping business is what's called a lifestyle business, when you're just like a 1 or 2 to 3 person show, where you're really focused on profitability and you're really focused on like the business being able to produce the cash flow as well as the time freedom to allow you to live the lifestyle that you want. So that's kind of what I've structured my businesses to be more of. Yes, you can make way more money. Yes, you can have $1 million a year firm, but for me, once you start making over a certain amount of money, then the marginal benefit to making more money isn't really that high, especially if it starts harming the amount of time that's going to take for you to like live your life. Like, yes, I can grow my business more, yes, but would I be able to go and take those vacations and take like an entire week off at a time? Like, probably not. Maybe. I probably could, like, just knowing me. But it would not be normal. Most people that are working and like having $1 million per year business or $1 million per month business, they're working a lot. Right? So just making sure we can really grow this, and just having that simplicity is a thing that's really going to like work very well in order to kind of move. The next thing is like you have the power of outsourcing. So in a lot of cases, once you kind of get your business to like 7, 10, 12, 15 grand per month, you don't have to do the work yourself anymore. You can just bring on someone who can do a lot of the work for you at a very, very low rate compared to what you might charge your clients. So you have like a bit of a margin in between there. So your profit margins remain high, but you buy back your time. And then if you mix that with like automations and like workflows inside of the work, you can actually further decrease what your how much you just spend on help, because they don't have to do quite as much stuff because a lot of it's automated, right? So I like to think about outsourcing. So in a lot of cases, like there's a couple things, right? So I think about elimination, automation, delegation. Okay, eliminate first. Like, do I even need to do this? Is this even relevant to me? Am I supposed to be doing this, or is it just wasting time, wasting money? Next thing is I try and automate. Okay, so can I have a tool, or can I have a software, or can I have a workflow that's doing the work and like condensing it down? From there, I think about delegation. So can someone use the automation that I just created in order to kind of like further give us more and more leverage? The more I can do that, the easier it is for me to keep growing the business, and I don't have to quite do as much. Like if you saw how little I have to do in order to grow my businesses right now, and like you might have heard this in the other videos, just because like it's like I was kind of doing a reflection when I went to Mexico. I went to Mexico last week, and like I was doing a reflection. I was just like, man, dude, this business is ridiculous at this point. Like if you would have told me like when I started a decade ago, like it would be this easy to kind of make multiple 6 figures per year with the amount of work that I do now, I would have thought you were crazy. Like it kind of makes me sad whenever I hear people like who come on like our mentorship calls, like the generally it's like an introductory consultation call, right, where someone will come and like talk about like the problems, like we outline a game plan for them, and like I hear some of these guys and gals are working like 60, 80 hours a week, and it's just like they haven't seen their family in like 6 months or whatever, and they feel like their life is passing them by, their kids are getting older, and like it's just like, oh my gosh, man, like I'm so grateful that I was able to kind of like find the right resources. I was able to kind of take the right steps, watch the right videos, buy the right courses to be able to make sure that I got out of the game. And I like, they call it like a rat race. Some people call it a rat race. I never really liked calling it the rat race because like that was just something that I did and I didn't like call myself a rat kind of thing. But when you can kind of get on the freedom track and just be able to do what you want to do, man, like life gets a lot easier. Like I was talking to someone and I was like, with these two businesses, man, I can run this thing like as long as I want to. Like, it would actually cause me more pain to do nothing with my day than it would to run these things for, the couple of hours a day that I do, like 4 to 5 hours. Just generally speaking, about 4 to 5 hours a day of like actual like work, and like I get to scatter it throughout the day. So like, I like doing work in the beginning of the day, as well as I like doing work like right around like 5, 6, sometimes 4 p.m. But I like having that middle of my day open just to kind of like go do what I want to do, whether it's go drive around in my car if it's like warm outside, or go like walk around the grocery store and get like some lunch or whatever. Yeah, it's just super relaxing. But by learning how to outsource and learning how to use leverage, that allowed me to be able to do that. So like my team is working while I'm out. Now, in some cases, I bring my controller out if we go get like lunch or whatever. So like she was yelling at me the other day. She's like, I have a conversion I'm supposed to be doing, man. Like we can't go hang out right now. I was like, but I want to go eat. We can do that later. Oh man. Next thing, so creating a predictable and consistent business model. Okay, so once you have these systems in place, okay, it's really about how can you keep things as consistent as possible without messing things up. So it's very easy for your mind to kind of play tricks on you and be like, oh, I could do this other thing. I could try this new marketing initiative. I could do this. I could change my website. I could do this. I could do this. I could add this extra service. It's like you have to learn how to slow down your mind from doing projects. Get your excitement outside of the business. The business should be calm, relaxed, consistent, and steadily growing at a predetermined pace. Whenever you try and speed up that pace exponentially without doing the right systems, you just try and move fast without doing it correctly, it's going to cause your profit margin to go down. And it's not always that lower profit margins are a bad thing if it is planned and you know the outcomes and the consequences and it's accurate. It's an accurate plan. Because the problem with going fast is that how most people go fast is they either spend more money, but it doesn't always mean they're going to get more clients, or it doesn't always mean they're going to get more return. They could bring on more staff members without having more demand, so now their profit margin went down. Now they're putting more money, like less money away in terms of business profit or just their business in general. It could even cause your revenue to go down. Now, you're blessedly being helped out with the fact that you have that recurring revenue, which is, again, why it makes it so hard for this business model to fail. But just because you're not failing does not mean you're not moving towards your goals correctly. So for me, for example, my goal is always to save more in terms of my passive investment streams. So whenever my profit margin goes down, that actually messes up my plan for how much money I'm going to be like putting away for the year, right? So it's like, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's all about choices and control. Okay, I want you to be able to predict how much money you're going to make. I want you to be able to do it consistently, and I want you to also be able to control of your life and your income. That's the key thing, is the control. It's not about profit margins going up or profit margins going down. It's about, are you in control of what you want to do in your life? If you are, do whatever you want. If you're not, you got to hunker down and focus on like the things that matter and like focus on like the main things. Make the main things the main things. And just like keep it very, very simple. Awesome. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, Starting a business doesn't have to be hard. You could really make this thing work. It's just all about like learning what are the right steps, what are the things that it takes to actually like grow, and like just sticking to those like simplified methods. If you can do that, then like you can reach whatever goal you want. Like someone asked me like, I want to go and save for this goal. I want to go save for this goal. Is this possible? It's like if you give yourself a long enough time horizon, it's under $3 million, you can definitely go and achieve it. Right? If you need to get $3 million in like six years, that might be a little bit challenging depending on like how much you want to go. But if your goal is to be able to make $100K, $200K a year for the next like 40 years, that's in the bag. It's in the bag. Because once you get your clientele and these businesses want to stay alive for a long time, they're going to work with you for a long time. So if you just expand your goals and expand your time horizon, right? You can save up $1 million, $2 million in the span of like 10, 20 years. That's not hard. So just put in the time, do things correctly, get up to that revenue goal as fast as possible, and then make sure you're able to like maintain your control, and that's the biggest thing. So if you want some help growing your business, like really like, accomplishing the stuff we've been talking about today, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above, below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program, okay? I want to help you. I want to see if we can help you reach your goals, because like a lot of people like make mistakes and get discouraged. They never really reach their goals because they quit. If you want to avoid that kind of like that reality of like, being one of the 9 out of 10 businesses that fail, go ahead and click the link inside the description, book the call, let's see if we can help you out. Now I say the 9 out of 10 people like fail, it's not meaning it's like a doom and gloom that you can't do it. It's just that like, a lot of people just aren't really prepared when they start the business. They don't know what it entails, right? So if you can just be one of those 1 out of 10, you're going to live a life of freedom. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth trying, worth succeeding. I'm super grateful for my life. I want you to be able to like live your life too. Spend your time with your family. Be able to go on vacations. Be able to really not have a care in the world. Right? I was standing on the beach the last week and I was like, it just hit me. I was like, man, I can stand here the whole day. I don't have any projects pulling on me. I don't have any clients yelling at me. No bosses. I have as much money as I want, so I can spend as much as I need to do whatever I need to do, eat whatever I want to do. And that was really the thing for me, man. That's why I started this business. That's why I wanted to make things work. If you want something similar, I'd love to help you out, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.